Yo, what's goody yuddy yuddy YouTube? It's your boy Remo. What's going on, y'all? Y'all probably watching the games right now. Yeah, I want to tell y'all a story about this chick that I banged who looked just like this chick right here. She looked just like her, except for her hair was black. This chick that I'm talking about was Italian. She looked just like Ronda Rousey. This Ronda Rousey right here, y'all. She looked just like Ronda Rousey. And she was the first chick that I banged at my bachelor pad. You know, my bachelor pad, I had, I was like 24. I was almost 25. I was 24 going on 25. And I had my own apartment before that, but it wasn't necessarily my own. Yeah, it was with my ex-girl, my crazy ex-girlfriend. I'll tell y'all about her at a later date. She ain't nobody. Yeah, this chick that I dated looked just like Ronda Rousey. But anyway, yeah, I met this chick, like I said, in my first bachelor pad, and she lived like right around the corner. Like I stayed in the building right on the corner, and she lived like directly behind my building. And yeah, Ronda Rousey wasn't out back then, but now that I think about this chick all the time. Every time I see Ronda Rousey, Ronda remind me of this chick. So, that's probably why Ronda Rousey one of my favorite female wrestlers. And yeah, this chick was cool. She was a cool Italian chick. I really wanted her sister. Her sister looked like Ronda Rousey with the blonde hair. Her sister looked like this. But the chick that I ended up banging had black hair. So I was walking to the store one day, and she was looking out the window. I thought she was Puerto Rican at first. She was like, "Where you going?" I ain't even know her. I was like, "Why?" She was like, "Bring me back a pack of cigarettes." I'm like, "Bring you back a pack of cigarettes?" She was like, "Yeah." So in my mind, I'm like, if I buy her a pack of cigarettes, she better give me some head or something. I was going to buy like I used to smoke Black and Milds back then. I was going to buy a pack of Black and Milds back then. But anyway, I was smoking Black and Milds like air back then. So I bought me a pack of Black and Milds and some beer or whatever, and I bought her a pack of cigarettes. And so when I came back out the store, walking back home, I walked past her house, looked up in her window, she wasn't nowhere to be found. So I'm whistling and shit, nothing. I was like, damn, she made me buy these cigarettes and then she disappeared. So I came back out later on that day, didn't see her. So I was like, man, fuck her. So then, the very next day, I was on my way to school, and I saw her walking back to her house. And I was like, why you had me buy them cigarettes and you disappeared? She was like, oh, I didn't think you were going to buy them for me. She was like, you bought them for me? I was like, yeah. I was whistling. She was like, oh, I was on the phone. And I was like, yeah, I still got them. I said, I'll give them to you later on this afternoon. I said, I'll be home around like 3:30. She said, okay. I said, you going to be home? She was like, yeah, just whistle. So got out of school, whistled, and she came to the door. So then I had gave them to her. And she was like, my father owned the store around the corner. She was like, this is my sister's house. She was like, I live upstairs from the store. I was like, okay. It was like an Italian deli or whatever. They had some good subs in there. And they had some good ass lunch meat. So I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, man, I hope this chick father don't have no problem with me because, Italians, some of them, not all of them, could be on some funny shit when it comes to black men. But her pops was cool. Her pops was cool as hell, man. He was a very cool dude. He was probably in his early 50s. I mean, late 50s, early 60s back then, and that was over 20 years ago. So he probably pushing 80 now. But he was a cool dude. So He wasn't no problem. So, I hooked up with her, went upstairs, and I saw her sister. Her sister was like 2 years younger than her. She was probably like 23 at the time. Her sister was like 21. I kept looking at her sister. I was like, damn, her sister was short. She dyed her hair blonde. She was thick. I was like, I'm sitting there chilling, smoking a Black and Mild, drinking a 40 ounce, and I'm looking at both of them, thinking, how can I run a train on them? But I knew it wasn't likely because, her sister had a boyfriend and shit, and so, I chilled with them all day and all night. So around 2 o'clock in the morning, I was getting ready to go home because the cable man was coming to my house like at 7 o'clock the next morning or 8 o'clock the next morning or something like that. So I did not, she wanted me to spend the night. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, I got the cable man coming over. She was like, well, you can spend the night and leave early. So I knew what that meant. So I was like, okay, fine, fuck it. You know what I mean? So I spent the night. Shit, I got her tipsy. She was smoking weed. She was smoking weed, cigarettes, and drinking. Shit, she was a whole lot tipsy. And she grabbed my arm and pulled me into her bedroom. She had a mattress laying on the floor. I was like, good. I like them broads with mattresses laying on the floor, because that means I could just bang it all night long and ain't got to worry about the headboard hitting the damn wall or nothing. Oh shoot. And that's exactly what I ended up doing. I literally banged this chick all night long. All night long. The only thing bad about it, she had these nipples that looked like little meatballs. she had black nipples that looked like meatballs, and yes, I was sucking on the motherfuckers. She had meatball nipples. But we was safe sexing it too, and the weird thing was, after we finished having sex, we both fell asleep. I took the condom off, went and took a shower and everything, laid back down with her. Then the next morning, I woke up with my dangling inside of her. And I'm like, oh shit, how did this happen? I think the way we would sleep, the position we were sleeping in, we were spooning. I think she put my dick in her coochie. That's what I think happened. I was like, oh shit. So quite naturally, I woke up and I looked. I was like, oh shit. We were spooning. She was asleep. We were asleep like this, So I started banging it out in that position. And then she reached around and like grabbed my waist, and she contributed to me banging it out while we were spooning. And then I fell asleep again. And then I woke up about 2 hours later, still my dangling was still in her. I was like, I'm laying there thinking like, damn, I gotta get up and I gotta go meet the cable man. Then I was also thinking like, damn man, ain't no telling how many times I've nutted in this chick. And so I had got to this day, I don't even think she knew that I hit it raw, that she helped me hit it raw by sticking my dangling in her. You know what I mean? Because we both were asleep. She was a little tipsy. See, me, my alcohol intake limit was sky high. But for somebody like her, she was short, probably like 5'3", maybe 130 pounds or something like that, maybe 120 pounds. So somebody like her, the amount of drink she had, it probably tore her ass up, because the next afternoon, she called me and asked me what time did I leave, and I said I left about 7:30. She was like, I do not remember you leaving. And I'm like, okay, she probably don't remember me hitting it raw, because she was big on putting on the rubber. Oh, practice safe sex. Don't you watch TV? I'm like, yeah. Don't you see them safe sex commercial? I'm like, yeah. So she was hell bent on using a rubber, but we started off using a rubber, but we didn't finish using a rubber. How about that? So, But yeah, I was hitting it all night. I was like Lionel Richie. All night long, all night, hey, all night long. Shit, I was like Mary J. Blige. Come into my bedroom, honey. What I got will make you spend money all night long. Yeah, I was hitting it all night long. I hit it all night long with a rubber, and then shit all morning long. Well, shit all the crack of dawn long without a rubber. But and you know what? The funny thing about it, she never let me hit it again. And I would see this chick all the time. But she was always having parties, having fun. Her and her sister always had dudes over there, so she was probably fucking other dudes. I didn't give a shit. You know, she let me hit it one good time. I hit it all night, so. But I deep down inside, I did want to hit it again. Excuse me. But I never got the chance. And the reason why I never got a chance because 8 months later, well, not even 8 months later, 4 months later, I saw her and she was pregnant. You know, I used to see this chick just about every day. And like, I think for like maybe like a week I didn't see her, and then I noticed she was pregnant. Like I would see her from afar. Like I'll see her out the window, or I see her walking down the street. I'm like, damn, this chick pregnant. So I did my best to try to hide from this chick, even though she knew where I lived. She knew where I lived. She had my number. But one day I asked her, I was like, who's the father? And she was like, oh, it's my boyfriend, such and such. I was like, yo, to be honest with you, I thought it was my child. She was like, nah, we use the rubber. I was like, oh yeah, we use the rubber. I said, yeah, we use the rubber, that's right. I was like, yeah, that's right. And so right before I ended up moving, she ended up having that baby. It was a little mixed baby. And cute girl. She's probably about 19 now. And you know, that was that. Now let me tell you how Ronda Rousey saved my life. Shortly after I banged her, maybe like a month later, you know, me and her was still cool. Like I said, I would see her, we would speak or whatever. She used to hang around a lot of Puerto Rican chicks. That's another reason why I thought she was Puerto Rican, because she had a whole bunch of Puerto Rican homegirls, but she was Italian. So I went to the strip club, and I was tricking with this thick chick that looked just like a thick Kim Kardashian. I'll tell y'all about her later on. I was tricking with her, and then when I was leaving the strip club, I had met this fine Dominican chick. I was drunk as hell, and the Dominican chick lived right down the street from the strip club. Now I lived about 3 miles away, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm over this Dominican chick house, and I'm thinking I'm about to hit it or whatever. You know, we chilling, drinking. She pulls out a needle and started injecting herself with some heroin. And she had another homegirl who was a crackhead sitting over in the corner going like, what you getting into tonight? A remote? And I was like, man, I'm about to leave. You just got here. Why you leaving? I'm like, why you worried about it? I ain't come here with you. You ain't got to get smart. How you gonna get smart in somebody else's house? Blah, blah, blah. So I told the chick, I said, yo, I'm out of here, man. I said, man, I didn't know you did all this. I was like, man, shit. I said, man, she was like, I know how you feel. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. And she was like, what kind of money you got? I was like, what? What kind of money I got? I said, bye. So, and that side of town back then was real bad. So I had to walk like 3 miles, and like, as soon as I started walking home, I saw a group of dudes, like a gang of dudes. You know, they was walking. I was like maybe like 100 yards behind them, and one of them looked back, and then next thing I know, they all looked back at me. And I'm like, oh shit. Then they started walking towards me. I was like, damn, I had already been robbed before over there. I was like, oh man, it's just me and like 15 of them. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I started crossing the street. And as soon as I crossed the street, a car went by me and stopped, and then they backed up. And I noticed it was a car full of Puerto Ricans, and I noticed the driver. It was a dude. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And then I looked in the back seat, it was Ronda Rousey. Now, their car was already packed. You know, they was packed in that car like sardines. And it was like, yo, you going home? I was like, yeah, because, you know, I live like right around the corner from them, literally right around the corner. And so they was like, yo, jump in, we'll get you a ride. I was like, yo, bet. I was like, yo, thanks. And so Ronda Rousey was like, I knew that was you by the way you walked. I was like, yo, I appreciate it. And so we rolled by the dudes and they all looked in the car and they was looking at me. They was grilling me like, damn, we was just about to get this nigga. I mean, I ain't had no money on me at the time. I had broke myself tricking with the thick Kim Kardashian chick at the strip club. But still, them niggas used to love to intimidate people. You know what I'm saying? So niggas like that, you know, you got to try to avoid, especially 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, she gave me a ride. She talked her Puerto Rican homeboy into giving me a ride. You know, he was cool. He was like, yeah, you live right next door. He was like, yo, I see you all the time. I said, yo, next time I see you, I said, I'm going to hit you with a couple dollars. I think I gave him like maybe like $20 the next time I saw him after that. You know? But, yeah, that was my story about the chick that looked just like Ronda Rousey. You know, how she doing now, I do not know. I haven't seen her since 2006. But, yeah, that's that, y'all. Enjoy them football games and take it easy. Peace.